You know, there's a harsh truth most people refuse to accept. A truth that sits quietly behind every smile, every handshake, every pat on the back, every like on your social media, every fake compliment you receive. And that truth is simply no one is really your friend. Now, before you switch off and call this negative, listen carefully. This is not a speech to make you bitter. This is a wake-up call to make you better. Life has taught me something. People don't love you, they love what you do for them. They love your energy, your time, your resources, your benefits, but not you. And the day you stop serving their interest, you become a stranger overnight. You want proof. Think back how many people showed up when you had money, when you were winning, when you were shining. But where were they when you were broken? Where were they when you had no food, no job, no support? Where were they when you cried alone at 2 a.m.? That's right missing. People will clap for your success, but secretly resent you for it. They will stand by you when it's convenient, but abandon you the moment it costs them something. The ones you call best friends might be the same ones silently competing with you, jealous of you, even hoping you fail. This is not about hate, it's about reality. So today, I came to tell you, stop living for people's applause. Stop depending on external validation. Stop waiting for friends to believe in your dream before you chase it. You are not born with friends. You are born alone. And one day you will leave this earth alone. Realize this, no one owes you support. No one owes you loyalty. No one owes you love. You are responsible for your own peace, your own growth, your own destiny. The danger is too many people waste years trying to impress people who wouldn't even show up to their funeral. They waste energy texting people who don't reply, giving loyalty to people who gossip behind their back, giving love to people who only take and never give. You keep calling people friends just because you've known them for years. But time doesn't build loyalty, character does. So from today, start auditing your circle. Test the hearts around you. Distance yourself from leeches. Surround yourself with people who don't just clap when you win, but cry when you lose, people who correct you in private, defend you in public, and love you without condition. And until you find such people, walk alone, because walking alone with peace is better than walking with fake friends, with drama. Remember this, sometimes isolation is God's protection. No one is your friend, but that's okay. Because you don't need many, you just need truth. You're not here to please people, you're here to fulfill purpose. So rise up, wipe your tears, trust yourself, build yourself, and move forward, even if you have to do it alone. People love what you bring, not who you are. And the sooner you understand this, the faster you'll protect your heart from unnecessary disappointment. Let's be real for a moment. People aren't drawn to your late nights, your early mornings, your silent sacrifices. They don't see the times you cried yourself to sleep just to wake up and smile for them. They don't notice the inner battles you fight just to show up for others with energy and strength. No, what they see is the result of your struggle, the benefits you provide, the opportunities you create for them, the convenience you bring into their lives. Look around you. People will come close when you're giving, when you're serving, when you're providing solutions to their problems. When you have money, everybody wants to call you. When you have influence, everybody wants to associate with you. When you're winning, they will post you, tag you, invite you. But strip all of that away. Let the money slow down. Let the opportunities dry up. Let your smile fade for just one season. And watch how fast the crowd disappears. You think they love you, but truth is, they love your energy. They love your car when you're giving them free rides. They love your house when they need a place to crash. They love your phone when they need someone to vent to. They love your mind when they need free advice. But the moment you set boundaries, the moment you say no, the moment you stop being available, suddenly you're the villain. Suddenly you've changed. Suddenly you're acting funny. Remember those times when you picked up every call, answered every text, gave them your last dollar even when you were broke yourself. They didn't see that struggle. They only remember the favors. They don't see you skipping meals to lend them money. They don't notice you staying up late, helping them with their problems while ignoring your own. How many times did you cancel your own plans just to be there for people who wouldn't cross the street for you? How many times did you motivate someone out of depression while silently drowning in your own? How many times did you pretend to be okay, just so they wouldn't feel uncomfortable. Listen, this is not to make you bitter. This is to open your eyes. Because the sad truth is the majority of people in your life are transactional. They love your gifts. They love your advice. They love your time. But they don't love you. You ever notice how the phone stops ringing when you're not useful to them? How they don't check on you unless they need something? How your inbox stays empty unless there's a favor to ask? That's because you've been a convenience, not a priority. They don't care about your health, your mental state, your emotional well-being. They care about what you can provide. When you stop pouring, they stop showing. You could give someone 99 favors, but the day you say no, that one no will erase the 99 yeses in their mind. People will applaud you for what you give, but rarely for who you are. They will celebrate your resources, but neglect your humanity. And here's the most dangerous part. The more you give, the more they expect, and the less they appreciate. You train people how to treat you by what you tolerate. When you're always available, you become invisible. When you never set boundaries, you become everyone's emotional trash can. When you always say yes, your worth diminishes in their eyes. So here's what life taught me. Stop giving from an empty cup. Stop sacrificing your peace for people who wouldn't lose a minute of sleep for you. Stop being the hero in everyone's story while being the villain in your own. You deserve people who love you for your heart, not your hands. People who care for your soul, not just your services. People who check on you, not just cash out from you. And if that means fewer people in your life, so be it. Because quality over quantity every single time. Loyalty is tested in crisis, and most people will fail that test without even blinking. It's easy for people to stand beside you when the sun is shining, when the table is full, when the laughter is loud and the drinks are flowing. Everybody loves being around you when life feels like a celebration. Everybody claps when you win. They love to post your success, tag you in pictures, claim they knew you before you made it. But the real question is, who's standing with you when the lights go out? Who's holding your hand when you're drowning? Who's checking on you when you've gone silent for days? Not because you're busy, but because you're broken. Look back on your life. Think about the moments you hit rock bottom. When the job was gone, when the money dried up, when the doctor gave you bad news, when depression wrapped around your neck like a chain. Who really stayed? Who called? Who knocked on your door just to say, I don't need anything from you. I just want to know if you're okay. Who showed up without expecting anything in return? People love the version of you that's useful. They love the version of you that's entertaining. But the moment you become inconvenient, watch how fast their loyalty dissolves. You'll see people you called family disappear like strangers. People who promised to be there, suddenly too busy. Friends who used to text every day, now can't even send a one-line check-in. And the people who once leaned on you for everything, suddenly have selective amnesia when it's your turn to lean on them. It's in the crisis when the roof caves in. When the bank account is empty, when your health is failing, when rumors are spreading, when your name is being dragged, that's when masks come off. That's when you'll see who was clapping because they loved you, and who was clapping because they loved the spotlight you provided. Loyalty is not proven when you're up, it's proven when you're down. It's not measured by how many times someone partied with you, but by how many times someone prayed for you in private. It's not about who takes selfies with you at your best, but who sits with you in silence at your worst. People will say, I'm here for you, but watch how many excuses they'll give when you really need them. Watch how fast their tone changes when you're no longer in a position to benefit them. Crisis exposes character. It strips away fake love. It removes titles and years of fake friendship like peeling off cheap paint. Real loyalty doesn't need an audience. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need recognition. It's silent, steady, and selfless. It's the friend who drives across the city at midnight just to sit with you when your heart is breaking. It's the family member who defends your name in rooms you're not even in. It's the person who shows up with groceries when they know your fridge is empty, even when you never asked. Think about the times when you were sick and nobody called. Think about the days when you felt lost and nobody noticed. Think about the moments when you dropped hints, hoping someone would check on you, but they never did. It hurts because you thought those people were loyal. You thought they were real, But crisis has a way of removing illusion. It forces you to see people for who they really are not who you wanted them to be. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Not everyone who sits at your table deserves a seat. Some people only stayed because the food was good. Some people only stayed because they had something to gain. But the day the plates are empty, the day there's nothing left to serve, they're gone. So when life shakes you, don't be angry when people leave. Thank life for revealing the truth. Because loyalty that only exists during good times was never loyalty to begin with. Stop begging for validation. Because the truth is, most people don't even know what they want for themselves, let alone what's best for you. You're sitting there waiting for people to approve your ideas, waiting to clap for your growth, waiting for people to support your dream, and all the while your life is on pause, your progress is on hold, and your purpose is being suffocated by opinions that don't even matter in the long run. Think about how many times you've delayed starting something just because you were afraid someone might not like it. How many times did you rewrite a message, rethink an outfit, rework your dream just because you feared how someone might perceive you? How many nights have you lost sleep not because you failed, but because someone didn't applaud your effort? It's like walking into a room full of mirrors, but none of them reflect your true image, just fragments of what people want you to be. You're stretching yourself thin, twisting, turning, bending, trying to fit into a mold that was never designed for you. And for what? For a few likes, a few compliments, a few words that will fade the moment you stop giving people what they want. You have to understand people are fickle. Today they love you, tomorrow they forget you. One moment you're the hero, the next you're the villain in their story. And the worst part, their opinions of you change based on their mood, their circumstances, their level of jealousy, their own personal struggles. And here you are making life decisions based on that. There's a reason some people never clap for you. It's not because you're not doing great. It's because your growth reminds them of their stagnation. Your progress highlights their lack of effort. Your confidence makes their insecurities louder. So stop expecting them to cheer for you when your win feels like their loss. Look at social media. How many times have you posted something from your heart, hoping for support, only to see people scroll past like you're invisible? How many times have you watched strangers support strangers while your so-called friends couldn't even hit a like button? And here's the catch. The same people who ignore you publicly will secretly watch every move you make. They're watching your stories, reading your captions, following your growth silently, but too proud to admit it. Stop begging for validation from people who don't even validate themselves. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. Stop toning down your light just because others are afraid to shine. If you keep living for applause, you'll die from neglect. If you keep waiting for approval, you'll miss your destiny. You have a calling that doesn't need an audience. You have a dream that doesn't require permission. You have a future that won't wait for people to catch up emotionally. Some people will never clap, and that's okay. Some people will never say thank you, and that's okay. Some people will always question you, criticize you, doubt you. But that's their burden, not yours. You don't need a committee to believe in yourself. You don't need a fan club to chase your goals. The real validation comes from within. From waking up every day, choosing to keep going, choosing to improve, choosing to show up even when no one is watching. Remember the times you clapped for others when no one clapped for you. Remember the times you celebrated others' wins while hiding your own tears. Remember the times you poured out love while starving for it yourself. Your value was never attached to other people's recognition. You were worthy when they ignored you. You were valuable when they doubted you. You were enough before anyone ever said you were. It's time to reclaim your self-worth. It's time to stop explaining yourself. It's time to stop waiting for people to tell you what you already know deep down. You are capable. You are chosen. You are destined for more. Your growth is not up for public opinion. Your greatness is not up for a vote. Let them watch. Let them doubt. Let them gossip. Let them ignore. You just keep building. Time doesn't guarantee loyalty. And that's one of the hardest lessons life will ever teach you. You can know someone for 5 years, 10 years, even your whole life, and still they can switch on you like you were never part of their story. People confuse time with trust, they confuse history with loyalty. But the truth is, time only measures how long someone has been around, not how deeply they care for you. Think about it. How many people have you kept close simply because you've known them for years? Not because they add value to your life, not because they've shown up when it mattered, but because you felt obligated, because of shared memories, because of moments that felt real at the time. But when tested, their true colors show. It's like having a plant in your house that you water every day, but no matter how much love and care you pour into it, the roots were already dead a long time ago. You keep holding on, thinking that with enough time, with enough effort, things will grow again. But sometimes what's dead stays dead. Loyalty isn't built on the number of years you've known someone. It's built on consistency, integrity, action, and heart. It's shown in how someone stands by you when you're at your lowest, not just when you're on top. Loyalty is being there when the world turns its back on you, when the money's gone, when your reputation's under fire, when you've got nothing left to offer. You ever notice how some people disappear the moment life gets messy? When you're in a hospital bed, when you're facing legal trouble, when you're battling depression, suddenly the ones who claim to love you go silent. No calls, no messages, no visits. The same people who used to laugh with you, party with you, sit at your table are nowhere to be found. It's in those moments you realize the calendar doesn't build loyalty, character does. Look back. How many times have you said to yourself, I've known them too long to walk away now? How many times did you justify their betrayal, their silence, their selfishness, just because you share history? But history doesn't heal wounds. History doesn't sit with you when you're crying. History doesn't defend your name when people are throwing dirt on it. Loyalty does. And let's be real, some people were only there during your good seasons because it was easy. It was convenient. You were fun to be around. You had resources. You had influence. But the moment you became a burden, the moment you needed help, they vanished. Time never changed that. It only delayed you from seeing the truth. You have people right now in your circle who wouldn't lift a finger if you were in trouble. But because you've known them for years, you still call them friend. You still invite them to your celebrations. You still share your wins and losses with them. But deep down, they wouldn't do the same for you. The truth is, you don't need a 20-year friendship. You need a 2-month connection with someone who has integrity. Someone who shows up when it matters. Someone who speaks life into you, supports you, corrects you with love, and stays consistent through your highs and lows. Time creates memories, but loyalty creates legacy. Don't confuse the two. Just because you've laughed with someone, shared secrets with someone, or stood by their side for years, doesn't mean they'll do the same for you when the tables turn. People change. Hearts shift. Motives evolve. And sometimes the people you trust the most become the people who hurt you the deepest. Not because you did anything wrong, but because they were never loyal to begin with, just present. Stop measuring people by how long they've been around and start measuring them by how they treat you when it's hard, when it's dark, when you have nothing to offer but your truth. Because loyalty isn't about time served. It's about love proven. Walking alone is better than walking with fake support. And let me tell you why. Because nothing damages your spirit more than pretending you're surrounded by love when deep down, you know it's all a lie. You wake up every day acting like you're part of a team, part of a circle, part of something meaningful. But inside you feel the emptiness, the hollowness of fake smiles and empty words. People will stand next to you, take pictures with you, laugh with you. But when the pressure comes, when life hits, when you're drowning, they're nowhere to be found. It's like standing in the middle of a crowd, but feeling completely invisible. You post something meaningful, hoping for support, silence. You share your pain, hoping for comfort, silence. But the moment you succeed, the moment you start shining, the moment you start winning, suddenly, here they come commenting, calling, showing up, not because they care, but because they want to be associated with your life. They want the photo, they want the tag, they want the story of how they knew you before you became something. But where were they when you were praying for a breakthrough? Where were they when you had nothing but tears and faith holding you together? Where were they when you were fighting anxiety, depression? rejection, all alone in your room. Fake support is worse than no support because it plays with your mind. It makes you question yourself. It makes you doubt your worth. It makes you think you're surrounded when you're actually alone. Sometimes the biggest betrayal isn't the people who leave, it's the people who stay but never truly show up. They clap for you in public but criticize you in private. They sit at your table but talk behind your back. They hug you but hope for your failure. And the longer you keep them close, the more toxic it becomes for your soul. You have to realize that walking alone may feel scary at first. It may feel lonely, but it's pure. It's peaceful. It's real. When you walk alone, you know every step you take, every victory you achieve, every battle you win is because of your strength, your resilience, your grind. There's no confusion, no mixed signals, no fake energy draining you. Think about this. How many dreams have you delayed? How many goals have you postponed? How many opportunities have you walked away from? Just because you were waiting for support from people who were never really with you. How many times did you shrink your vision just to keep others comfortable? How many times did you stay silent just to avoid conflict with people who didn't even deserve your loyalty? Sometimes elevation requires isolation. Sometimes the next level in your life demands that you walk that road by yourself with no one cheering, no one clapping, no one validating you. Just you, your faith, your vision, and your grind. People will call you crazy. They'll say you've changed. They'll accuse you of being distant, selfish, cold. But what they won't say is how they never showed up when you needed them most. What they won't admit is how they took your loyalty for granted, how they drained your energy, how they clapped for you on the surface but doubted you behind closed doors. So here's the truth. Walking alone is not a punishment, it's protection. It's life giving you a chance to clear your space, to detox your circle, to rebuild your foundation with people who actually love you for you, not for what you give, not for what you provide, not for your shine, but for your heart, your soul, your true self. You don't need fake friends. You don't need empty compliments. You don't need surface level love. What you need is peace. What you need is clarity. What you need is authenticity. And if that means walking alone, taking solo steps, sitting in silence while you rebuild, then so be it. Because real growth often starts when the noise of fake support finally fades away. Self-trust is your real friend. And until you understand that, life will keep throwing you into cycles of disappointment and heartbreak. Every time you lean too heavily on people, every time you depend on others to clap for you, every time you wait for someone to validate your next move, you're handing over the keys to your own destiny. You're putting your happiness, your growth, your next level in the hands of people who are just as lost, confused, and broken as you. People who are busy fighting their own battles, chasing their own dreams, dealing with their own insecurities. And yet here you are sitting on pause, waiting for their approval, waiting for their green light, waiting for them to tell you it's your time. You've got to wake up and realize no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hold your hand and walk you into your purpose. No one is going to wake you up at 5 a.m. and tell you to grind harder. No one is going to sit you down and say, it's time to stop making excuses and go after everything you deserve. That voice has to come from you. Self-trust is built when you do the hard things, when you make decisions without needing a committee, when you bet on yourself even when the odds are stacked against you. Think about the times when you doubted yourself and still showed up. Think about the moments when fear wrapped itself around your chest and you still took the shot. Think about the nights when you cried, questioned everything, wanted to quit, but still you kept going. That wasn't luck. That wasn't accident. That was you tapping into the quiet power of self-trust. Stop waiting for confirmation from people who don't even believe in themselves. Stop expecting others to see your vision when it wasn't given to them. It was given to you for a reason. Your dream, your calling, your assignment, it's personal. And sometimes the people closest to you will doubt you the most. Not because you're not capable, but because they're too familiar with your history to believe in your future. They saw you when you were weak. They saw you when you failed. They saw you when you made mistakes. And now they can't see the version of you that's rising. But you have to see it. You have to believe it. You have to be your own cheerleader your own coach, your own motivator. Because when you trust yourself, it changes everything. You stop second guessing your decisions. You stop overthinking every move. You stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect circumstances, the perfect support system. You realize that the only thing you need is the belief that no matter what happens, you will figure it out. Look at the most successful people, the game changers, the leaders, the innovators. They didn't get where they are because the world believed in them. They got there because they believed in themselves long before anyone else did. They took risks when no one else would. They stood alone when no one stood with them. They kept moving when the crowd stopped. That's the power of self-trust. Think about the times when you asked for advice and ended up more confused than before. Think about the moments when you let someone else's doubt become your reality. How many dreams have you buried because someone said, "I don't think that's a good idea"? How many opportunities have you walked away from because someone you trusted told you,